Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay head units or screen-based units with a separate display, obviously similar to Carpuride, similar to Eonon. Is there more to them, my friends? And today I'm happy to say yes, there is more to them, and there is another competitor on the market that reached out and decided that they would love to put their unit to the test with our help. With this mysterious white box. It's not fully white, it's just a bit of a glare on the screen. I'll try to move it a bit closer. There is a thin contour of a screen on it, and this could deceive you as a really massive iPad or something, or like a phone, because that's what this packaging is. Obviously it's oversized, but this is how CarpodGo decided to package their unit. There is certainly not all that much information on the box. That is all to it. However, my friends, there is so much in this box. Oh my lord! Which is why I have isolated it into another exclusive unboxing video, which is on my sister channel, which is called Auto Gear Reviews. If you are not yet a subscriber, yet you're watching my Value Cars Australia channel or something like that, you may be interested to, first of all, see the unboxing. Trust me, you don't want to miss it because there is quite a lot. Plus, it features my cat. Yes, it does. Spoiler alert, it features my cat. Cat does not come included with this package, by the way. And to support the channel, and just to support the growth of the channel, I really appreciate it. And that, other than CarpodGo, obviously is our primary sponsor of this video. Secondary sponsor is my own channel, Auto Gear Reviews. Please give it a shot, check it out. There will be exclusive videos there, as the more I'm separating essential car electronics from car reviews on Value Cars Australia. There'll be more there, there'll be less here. All right, my friends, CarpodGo is a company that produces head units. Apparently, it's a term. I didn't know that that's what they're called, but these screen-based systems are often referred to, at least in search on YouTube, as head units. So this is yet another head unit that offers us wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. If for some weird reason this is the very first review you're watching of these kind of things, let me very clearly tell you, the biggest difference, other than having an extra screen in your car, in your van, or somewhere else, to replace your own, to put one on top of another, that is your call. I don't judge, and there is no specific prescription of how to go about it. But the biggest difference between those cheap, self-contained kind of, wireless CarPlay adapters, such as, say, lovely MSXly or some other ones, I have lots of them, I review all of them all the time, especially on Auto Gear Reviews. There are lots of reviews of these, yeah? The biggest difference is the fact that in order for that small adapter to work, your car, your infotainment system already needs to have the smarts of containing wired Android Auto or wired Apple CarPlay. And all that dongle does is creates wireless connectivity to it. That's it. These head units, these screens, such as CarpodGo, they contain the smarts. So your car could be completely dead lemon. Your car could be your grandpa's car from, as long as it has 12-volt outage so that you can power this unit, mind you. But it contains everything. It contains everything. You don't need to worry about it. As long as your phone can connect, as long as your phone is reasonably new and has, reasonably recent version of Apple iOS or Android, just general Android versions, yeah, you should be fine with these systems. That is the beauty of them. Now, at the face value, if I have to kind of assess CarpodGo, I would say that it is, very aesthetically, very, very plainly packaged and presented product, which is very, very interesting, because normally that packaging is what sells the products. Often if you go somewhere into a shop, other than going through a review like mine, you would judge the book by the cover. That is how we're built. It is not a judgment on you or on me. We are just, as human beings, we respond to signals that are prompting us to buy a certain product or walk past another product, right? Well, I'm sure I have made the case pretty clear. That's not me even criticizing it, it's just me calling spade a spade. This white box has a lot of stuff inside of it, but outside there is nothing that I would walk in a general kind of electronic store, such as JB Hi-Fi in Australia or something else, I don't know, Bingley or something, and nothing would prompt you to get this. That is what I think as far as marketing is concerned. I know they tried to be stylish, CarpodGo, and I applaud them on this, but that is where it's not a critique. It's just a free advice from me as a consumer who is also reviewing these products, I think that they missed the mark. They should have put, I'm not saying litter it all over the place with all sorts of information, CarpodGo, but I'm saying you absolutely could have made use of this white space to give a tiny bit more information than minuscule writing over here in the corner that it is supporting Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'm sure my viewers would agree with me, or at least tell me why you disagree, if you do disagree. Conversation is healthy. Now, let's fire this lovely thing up and keep talking about it. I've done a temporary installation of this in my car, as in my other unboxing and review videos I said to my fellow enthusiasts of essential car electronics that I always recommend doing a temporary installation of your units, especially head units like these that require quite a bit of placement, first and foremost. And then, once you're happy with this placement, once you moved it a little bit, you can then properly screw it in, whatever you need to do, glue it in and whatnot, because CarpodGo is offering, again, quite a few contraptions that are allowing you to fit it in, pretty much whichever way you like. I will also mention that CarpodGo does not include dash camera, such as, say, Eonon or such as Carpuride W903. If we had to very, very briefly compare on the spot, you don't have the dash cam, but you have the rear view camera. And technically speaking, if you choose to connect this rear view camera in some smart contraption way that it faces forward, well, who's going to stop you? You can probably do that, but we are not going into an in-depth review like this because it's a temporary installation. Initial impressions are that it's one of those head units that are giving you a little bit of extra compared to just a basic, say, old Carpuride, the cheaper version of Carpuride W901, not 903, 901 without the dash cam. So it's a similar one to that unit, I would say. When does it make sense for you to buy it? It makes sense for you to buy it if you need an extra reverse camera, for example. Yes, that's a plus. That's better than Carpuride 901. And if you got it relatively cheaply. So my links in the description always offer you some kind of discount. So check them out, see exactly what the company is doing, because promotions change. All that kind of stuff is subject to change always. That goes without saying. I think it's a solidly made unit. I'm quite impressed with the build quality so far. I haven't obviously used it on a permanent basis. This installation is temporary. It is just early impressions. I think if you get it relatively, I'm not going to say cheaply, this is not the type of device that you would ever get cheap, fully cheap. It's not that kind of device. But if you get it cost effectively, let's call it, then I think it would be worth your while to probably take a look at it. Take a look at CarpodGo's website and their warranty policy and other kind of things. I always encourage that. It's not like I'm an official reseller of their product or something like that, and this full accountability to research that and give you some guarantees is on me. It's not. I just review the product for what it is. To be honest, as I always am honest with my crowd, I think it's a good unit for the right price. If you get it for the right price, it offers you nice wireless Android Auto connectivity. I can only speculate that Apple CarPlay would work just as nicely because I don't have an Apple phone. My wife has one. I very occasionally borrow it, and maybe I will do for a longer term review, but not right now. So we can only assume so. Well, it says on the box that it supports it, okay? Beyond that, it has an FM radio built in. At the very least, if we judge it by the what's on the UI, we are looking here. I have tried to get the FM radio work in my car right now as I was pre-recording this, like as I was recording B-roll footage, as I was preparing to record this narrative for you, my friends. And I'll be completely honest with you, I sort of failed to connect it. I must have, so I usually just skip over the instructions in the manual and stuff like this. So this is not on the product. I think it's on me. Plus, I have to honestly tell you, this particular car, Subaru Outback, the one that I have and the one that I have to test it in, I think that it interferes with a lot because it has a wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay built in. It always knocks on the door. It always tries to disconnect the device and connect itself. It does that, okay? And when you don't have anything, any other head units, any other adapters, it's great. I'm like, yes, Subaru, thank you very much. I don't need anything personally. But when I'm trying to record something for you, my friends, I do my best, and I think I succeed most of the time. But in all honesty, maybe, just maybe, say me being unable to properly connect to FM radio and hear it through the speakers of the system, maybe that can be attributed to Subaru Outback. It's a solid unit that will give you Google Maps and access to your podcasts and the usual Android Auto stuff if you would like to place something like this on your dash of your van or something else. Try and get it cost effectively. That's my advice for you. Longer term review is coming. Unfortunately, I cannot comment on further kind of things. Unfortunately, the branding is rather bland. Yeah, let's call it for what it is. I was trying to avoid this, but let's call it for what it is. Branding is bland, CarpodGo. You can do better than this. And yeah, and the FM radio, unfortunately, in my setting of my Subaru Outback, did not work. Does not make the unit bad. I think it's just my phone that overheated, and I think it's just the conditions of Subaru Outback that kind of did it. But I don't want to skip on bringing this new brand and awareness of its existence to you as early as I can, which is the main purpose of this video. Early impressions, let's put them on the map, they are out there. And then, yeah, let's reconnect on Auto Gear Reviews and have a chat about how is it long term when I have a little bit more time and perhaps a different vehicle. So I'm going to follow up with obviously not talking to you from Subaru Outback, but probably from MG ZST that my wife is driving, different car. I test a lot of units in it. Always appreciate your support. Check out the links in the description to CarpodGo and other different products that our sponsors are offering us. And I'll talk to you next time about something else, essential car electronics or cars related. Goodbye for now.